all eyes are on Iowa. All eyes on Iowa, definitely a famous Tupac song. Trump is running away with the Iowa caucus. If you guys don't know what a caucus is, it's basically a game of indoor Red Rover. Everyone goes to a corner and just kind of yells. I've been at a caucus. I don't know. I was in Nevada for the caucus there. Wildly disorganized river. I'm not sure if you've been like privy
No.
to or seen how it goes down. It basically takes like 4 hours and you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, who has that time?" The people I was doing Spanish language translation, not to get off topic. Of course, the people who needed Spanish language translation were working on a Tuesday and had to leave after like
Yeah.
30 minutes. So they weren't counted. It is just it's just wild. But anyway, it still happens. And the Democrats in Iowa are doing things a little different. They're voting by mail this year in a whole other, we don't have to go into how undemocratic that is in terms of not having anyone else on really up to challenge the president. But Trump's running away with this thing, y'all. Let's get some polling. As much as, we're going to play the Haley DeSantis, who's in front. No, it's Trump with 51.3% in terms of the Republican vote. And he knows it. He's flaunting it. He's not showing up to any kinds of debates. Of course, why would he? He's got 91 criminal charges hanging over his head. Haley and DeSantis are going to have their little CNN town hall. Ramaswamy didn't qualify. Very sad. You had to get 10%, I believe, in at least 3 polls. Womp womp. But a little bit more about Iowa, and then we'll look at some of the things that he's been saying. Hate is a hell of a drug, y'all, because he's doing like tons of campaign stops. 4 campaign rallies in the last 2 days after visiting the state infrequently in recent months, at least compared with his main rivals, Haley and DeSantis. In the presidential primaries and caucuses, voters cast ballots in their states as the first of 2 steps. The outcomes of those contests determine which individuals called delegates will go to the Republican National Convention to be formally chosen as their party's nominee. So there's a little bit of delegate math. Basically, internal polling according to the Trump campaign, which I'm like, who the fuck is honestly staffing this thing at this point? Who like isn't also indicted in Georgia? They estimate Trump to win 973 delegates by March 5th and 1,478 by March 19th. It takes 1,215 to win the nomination. So he's most definitely going to win this. Iowa will be the big number one. The thing that we're all going to be looking for is who's going to be number 2. Is it going to be Nikki Haley? Is it going to be Ron DeSantis? Haley seems to have pulled a little bit above DeSantis, but there's some thoughts around just the makeup of Iowa as a state. You know what I'm hinting at. And the fact that they are responsive to lines like this from Trump. Trump recently said that immigrants were poisoning the blood of the country, and 42% of Iowa Republican caucus goers liked those remarks. That made them more likely to support him, according to a poll. Specifically, he said they're destroying the blood of our country. That's what they're doing. They're destroying our country. They don't like it when I said that. Addendum, and I never read Mein Kampf. What the? Okay, let's put a pin in that. But then he says, I don't know, some more xenophobic stuff. They're bringing crime, disease, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I've never read Mein Kampf forever. Like my Nazism is like, that's just organic. That's homegrown. That comes from in here. I never even read that.
That to me, I would love to hear this just because like I forgot in prepping to come on here. I haven't listened to him in quite some time. I forgot like his stream of consciousness is just like such a ride.
It's such a ride.
I forgot about that. But like that was a talking point the first election that he had Mein Kampf on his nightstand, right? That was like
he wasn't floating it as a talking point, but it was sort of widely known.
It was at a point though. is what I mean. Like, so he's like reaching back and going like, "Hey, remember the archives? I never
Yes.
read Mein Kampf. Also,
Yes.
this is totally I know what you're thinking." Like, it's just wild, you
Oh, he
know.
does it all the time.
Yeah,
Oh, by the way, also, I'm definitely not a rapist, okay?
Right.
Again, and you're like, "Oh, thanks for reminding us about that one rape allegation that
Yeah.
actually you were found guilty of what is it? Sexual assault." I forgot what technical word they
Yeah.
used to avoid saying assault or misconduct, but it was rape.
Mhm.
Anyway, he loves to do that and then sort of get away with it. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm a hashtag no Mein Kampf. It's like that's his like, anti-gay, no homo. He's like, no Mein Kampf.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
um,
But I mean, Fox News is a hell of a drug, and I'm not trying to scapegoat and not say these people having this opinion is not awful, but it's just like the again, propaganda that's going on in this country is really intense. And
Yeah.
I mean, are let me ask you this, Francesca, because
mm.
I don't know if you feel this way. Are you surprised that he's running away with it? Because I'm not. I'm not.
I uh look, I do think that Americans have, the memory of I guess I thought maybe like a garden lizard, like just a little like
Sure.
I forgot that the cat is the one that took my tail the last time.
Yep.
But the memory of just a day old little gnat, like a larva,
Yeah.
like a fucking and again, no disrespect, but like there are people legitimately saying he was good for the economy,
Hmm.
things were good under him, like he doesn't have a million dead under his belt because of what
I
his
know.
behavior in COVID. And like that the people who were doing good weren't the fucking ultra wealthy. And like, but again, this is where we are. We're just these little gnats,
Hmm.
like, around I don't know. I mean, I wish we were around a light, but it's really just a steaming pile of shit. And anyway, so I am a little bit surprised, but it is interesting, especially in a state like Ohio, excuse me, Iowa, which Paige said I would get confused, and I
Yeah,
did.
it happens all the time
And it
to us.
does. Exactly, but that's fine.
It's not.
But, what else is going on in Iowa is, Kim Reynolds, who's the governor there, has just rejected giving low-income children, food aid. This was part of COVID era benefits. This is free money, people.
Yeah.
Um, it's $40 a month for kids, which, of course, just rolling in the dough. Richie Rich over here. She said, an EBT card does nothing to promote nutrition at a time when childhood obesity has become an epidemic. Bitch, you know what else has become an epidemic? Starvation,
Mhm.
childhood malnutrition. You dumb. I swear to God, I can't even with this woman. I'm so fucking angry. So that's what else is going on in Iowa,
Right.
as well as, a mass shooting. That was fun. Different candidates weighed in and offered their condolences, but said nothing about gun control. Trump actually said, you have to, quote, get over it. We have to get over it. Um, Vivek Ramaswamy called gun control the wrong approach and false hubris in the wake of the Iowa shooting. So I don't know. I think if Haley comes in number 2, River,
Yes.
it might show that like Iowa is a bit tired of the drama and that DeSantis isn't offering them enough of like the anti-woke agenda isn't good enough.
Mhm.
Um, but also she's a woman of color as much as she tries to run from that. And Iowa's incredibly white.
Yeah. Wait, what's her deal? I forget.
She's South Asian.
Oh, okay.
She's half
That's my ignorance, so that's why
No,
I'm
no,
asking.
no. It's okay. She would like you to forget. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuation room. Do it.